ISIS cells in the U.S.?
There are individuals that have been in communication with groups like ISIL who have a desire to conduct an attack, yes.
That are living in the U.S. right now?
Correct.
All right, folks, that was Michael Steinbach, head of the FBI's Counterterrorism Division, discussing the existence of sleeper cells in the United States on CNN. And now reacting to that was Jay Johnson, the Homeland Security Chief, on Sunday. Watch.
Can you give us a sense? Are we talking about 5, 10, 100, 1,000? Give us the context of the.
Well, what I can say is this. The numbers that we see are larger in European countries, and that's one of the reasons why we're concerned about travel to and from Europe and making sure that we've got the appropriate security assurances from countries for which we do not require a visa. But here at home, we do a pretty good job of tracking these individuals.
All right, that's the question. How good a job do they do, and how many individuals, I wish he said terrorists, are there? Joining us now is Jonathan T. Gilliam, former Navy SEAL and FBI agent, President of United States Continued Service. Always great to see you, sir.
Always good to be here.
All right, so how concerned should we be about, because now we're not talking about lone wolves or, guys who are motivated in prison, right? We're talking about sleeper cells.
Right.
That, to me, that means they come here, they live in the United States, maybe they came from overseas, but there's a group of them, and they're ready and poised to do something eventually.
Right.
How concerned should we be about those?
We should be very concerned, and I'll tell you why. I look at these individuals that are executives, such as the Director of Homeland Security, the Assistant Director in the FBI. I look at those people as politicians. They didn't get to that level by just going out and working the street. In many cases, like Susan Rice, there's no experience whatsoever.
Well, we'll get to her, yeah.
Right, so she's a perfect example for this. But the majority of the stuff that they say solves nothing. The majority of policies that they put down do nothing. So how do they know, first of all, that they're sleeper cells? I can guarantee you if there's a sleeper cell, we'd be actively pursuing that, and there would be an operation to take it down immediately. What they do know is the same thing everybody else knows, is that there are operatives in this country, just like there's operatives everywhere else right now, because we've allowed these bad policies to take us to the place where we're now reacting to everything. That is what's even more dangerous.
He's maybe not using the term sleeper cells in the traditional sense. He's, making it too interchangeable with what you just described.
Yes, but I guess the point I'm trying to make here, I'm long-winded, is that it doesn't matter that there's sleeper cells in here as much as it matters that now we are 100% reactive.
Right.
There's no action. We've blown it. Now they're here. We've completely, their stance, their war footing is so low that we've completely allowed ourselves to be infiltrated.
But if this is true, if there are sleeper cells, as the FBI Assistant Director and the Homeland Security Director said yes,
right,
then how does Susan Rice say terrorism, it's overblown, the threat is over, it's not an existential threat? Obama said the same thing, and then Obama over the weekend gave an interview and said the TV networks are blowing up the threat of terror, or the blowing up, no pun intended, the terror threat, increasing it, enhancing it, because it's sexy. So how could all this be true? It can't all be true. If there's sleeper cells, it's a threat.
Well, first of all, let me give you my best Susan Rice impression now.
No, well, we were talking about this in the newsroom. I thought I was the only one who noticed this. Susan Rice, I don't know how you can put yourself in this position. Sometimes my nose feels like it's going to run on TV, and I'll beg them to get the camera off me, or I'll do one of these, like, quickly. She didn't do one of these when she was on the couch answering the questions after her speech on Friday. She gave a...
But I don't think you're thinking that she was,
I'm thinking she wiped it out. You're thinking it was a psychological.
It's a psychological. I think these are tweaks or twerks that people have.
But it wasn't a tweak. It was this.
Either way, yeah, she's trying to get the lies out of her system. The fact is, they can say whatever they want. Say that the Republican Party is blowing up, or the media is making it look sexy. The fact is, their lackadaisical stance, their inexperience in fighting terrorism, has allowed not only people to infiltrate, but what we call homegrown people. What I call them is homegrown operatives, not lone wolves.
Right.
These are homegrown operatives that have grown up here, been recruited here, and sometimes go over to travel and to get experience. But a lot of times they get experience by people who've traveled here.
Right.
Logistically, it's harder to carry out acts of terror here than it is, say, in France, where logistically they can go, to Yemen and back, or to Syria and back very easily.
It's just when you put all the pieces together and you look at who's running the show, and it's Susan Rice, it's Valerie Jarrett, it's Barack Obama, and
I like the way you put that in no certain stance.
Yeah,
because
no, Barack Obama's 3.
But you can't tell who's in charge of any of this stuff.
I think Jarrett's in charge of all of them. Great to see you, sir. By the way, since I did this, I need more makeup for the next segment. Please, thank you very much. All right, we're coming back with the president of the ZOA. We did the interview earlier. Mort Klein, don't go away.